All right, let's talk about your brain. What if I told you there's something you might be doing or not doing every single day that's actually making it shrink? No, I'm serious. This isn't science fiction. Today, we're going to get into what really happens to your mind when you don't drink enough water. And trust me, it's way more dramatic than you can imagine.
So, let's just cut right to the chase. Did you have any idea your brain can literally shrink, as in pull away from the inside of your skull? And look, I'm not talking about old age or some rare disease. I'm talking about something that could be happening to you right now.
Yep, it absolutely can. And this isn't some bizarre once-in-a-lifetime thing. For a whole lot of us, this temporary brain shrinkage is a daily event. And the craziest part? It's all tied to a habit so common we barely even think about it.
So you're probably asking, how on earth is that even possible? Well, to really get it, we need to completely rethink what dehydration even means. It's so much more than just a dry mouth. We usually think of dehydration like, oh, I feel thirsty, or man, I'm a little sluggish. But what the science shows is that it's a much bigger deal. It's actually a neurological event, and your brain is right at the center of all the action.
Okay, so before we get into what goes wrong, let's set a baseline. What does a happy, healthy, fully hydrated brain actually look like when it's just firing on all cylinders? Get a load of this number, 75%. That's how much of your brain is made up of water. Yep, the command center running your entire body is essentially a soft, squishy, water-based supercomputer. And all that water isn't just for show, it's absolutely critical for everything it does.
When your brain has all the water it needs, it's just in this perfect state of balance. Nerve signals are zapping back and forth at lightning speed. Nutrients are getting delivered right where they need to go. Waste products get flushed out efficiently. It is, simply put, a brain at its absolute peak.
Here's the best way to picture it. Think of a hydrated brain as a big, plump, juicy grape. It's full, it's firm, and it's ready to go. Now I want you to hold on to that image because we're about to see what happens when that grape starts to dry out.
And this is where we get to the really wild part. If a hydrated brain is a plump grape, when you take the water away, it becomes a raisin. This is the great brain shrinkage. It all goes down in about 3 steps. First, your body sends out an SOS, realizing it's low on water. Second, in a pretty desperate move to protect other vital organs, it starts to siphon fluid from the most available source it has, your brain cells. And finally, as those cells get depleted, the entire brain tissue contracts, it shrinks, and physically pulls away from your skull. It's nuts. And listen, this isn't some tiny, microscopic change we're talking about. Your brain is now running on fumes, and it has to work exponentially harder for every single task. Thinking, focusing, remembering. Suddenly, it's all like trying to run through quicksand.
Now, all that extra effort, it comes at a very real cost. So let's break down the tangible consequences of letting your brain run dry.
So how much water loss does it really take for things to go wrong? You would be shocked. It turns out, a drop of just 2% in your body's hydration is enough to start messing with your cognitive performance. For an average person, that's just a couple of pounds of water weight. It happens way easier than you think.
And the difference is it's night and day. With a hydrated brain, you've got sharp focus. When it's dehydrated, hello brain fog. Hydrated, your memory's reliable. Dehydrated, you start forgetting things. Hydrated, your mood is stable. Dehydrated, you can get irritable and snippy. Does any of that sound familiar?
Yeah, these are the classic signs, right? That afternoon brain fog that just rolls in, suddenly finding it impossible to concentrate on a task. That dull, nagging headache, feeling wiped out for no good reason. We're so quick to blame this stuff on stress or a bad night's sleep, but very often, the real culprit is just a thirsty brain.
Okay, so I know this all sounds pretty alarming, but here's the pivot. Here's the good news, and honestly, it's the best part of this whole story. This entire process is 100% reversible, and you are in complete control. That's right. That brain shrinkage from dehydration, it is not permanent, not even close. Your brain is incredibly resilient. The moment you start rehydrating, it bounces right back, and it does it really, really fast.
Just look at this chart. It shows you that rebound perfectly. Your cognitive performance can absolutely tank when you're dehydrated, but look at that jump once you rehydrate. It's almost like you can feel your brain coming back online, on its way back to 100%. So what's the fix? It's almost ridiculously simple. You just have to sip water consistently during the day. And here's the big one. Don't wait until you feel thirsty.
By that point, the shrinkage has already started. Also, remember, you can eat your water. Fruits and vegetables are fantastic for this. The real key is just being mindful before that fog even has a chance to set in.
So we'll leave you with this final thought. Knowing your brain is literally 75% water and that its power, your focus, your memory, your mood, is directly tied to that fact, are you giving it what it needs to truly thrive? It's definitely something to think about the next time you reach for a drink.